Hello, Bill here at Pale Horse Survival and Tactical. Today we're going to explore natural materials for bow drill cordage and hopefully get a coal or two with it. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everybody's having an awesome day or night, depending on the time that you're viewing this video. What we have here in front of us is I have a California Buckeye kit that I made. You can find the video on the channel that I shot covering the construction of this kit. And I have some tree roots here, and I harvested these a few days back. I've had them inside a water bottle to keep them moist, this bottle to be exact, and I have another big one in here that I can split in half if I need any more cordage. So you can keep them in water to keep them pliable. If they dry out, once you harvest tree roots, you can roll them up depending on the size of the root that you have. If you harvest very, very small fine roots for small purposes, depends on the purpose you're going to use it for, or if you get a larger root and you split it in half or even into quarters, take it and roll the roots up, and you can store them away. Now when they dry, they're going to get very stiff, so don't try to bend them, you'll break them. When you're ready to use the roots, you can soak them in water for a while until they become pliable again. So anyways, I kept these in water so they would stay pliable for the purpose of using them as a bow drill cordage today. And I also have, this is some yucca cordage that I made with a reverse wrap 2-strand, and I made a video on that too under yucca cordage. You can find that on the channel also under primitive cordage, yucca cordage. Anyways, it's a little frayed. I was using it as bow drill cordage, and I think what I'll do today, I'm going to go ahead and start out with the yucca cordage. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think it's going to survive. It's getting fairly frayed in a few spots, and I think it's going to break on us. And if it does, we're going to go ahead and take it off the bow and use the roots. And we're going to use the roots anyways, but I figured we'd give the what's left of the yucca cordage a try. So maybe we'll get lucky, maybe it'll last. And the sustainability aspect of using natural cordage over the store-bought cordage, 550 paracord for instance, which makes a fine bow drill cordage and actually lasts a long time if you take care of it. The natural cordage is readily available and it's sustainable. They in a long-term wilderness survival scenario or bushcrafting scenario, if you're going to take up a living off-grid for an indefinite period of time, having a sustainable resource is very important. Store-bought items will eventually run out. They'll eventually be gone, and knowing how to utilize natural resources is very important, and is the ultimate goal in bushcrafting. That's what bushcrafting is all about, is utilizing what nature provides for us. So with that said, what I do with this, I tie it onto the end of the bow, and that's just a simple overhand knot, and I tie a thumb loop down here on the other end. And when I get the way I hold the bow is, once I have the spindle in the bowstring, I put the end of the bow against my knee and I pull and get as much slack out of there and get the string as tight as I can get it. and it actually works pretty good with a thumb loop, amazingly enough. The first time I tried the root cordage, I got almost 3 coals out of the root cordage. The first try I was experimenting, so I used a whole root without splitting it, and for some reason it doesn't last very long. I did get a coal out of it, but the root self-destructed literally just as the coal ignited. And so then my second try, I split a root into 2, just like this, and tied the end up on the bow. I did a 2-strand wrap, just a loose wrap down at the end, tied a simple overhand knot with a loop for my thumb, and I was able to achieve a couple of coals out of the split cordage before it was over with. So for some reason, splitting the cordage allows for the root to last quite a bit longer. So anyways, with that said, there's another thing I wanted to show you guys here. Just give me a second. Alright, I don't know if this showed up in the video. In the introduction, I had it around my neck. It might have been hanging below frame, but this is a zero friction bearing block that I just made the other day, and I handcrafted it. I used no power tools at all. I actually drilled the countersink hole and the hole for the lanyard with a brace, an old brace that's probably, I thought it was about 60 years old. It's probably closer to 70, 75 years old. And hand sanded this down. It's made from myrtle wood, and crepe myrtle to be specific, and just countersunk a bearing into here. And there's about 3 foot of 550 mil-spec type 3 550 paracord here, and that's just enough for a bow drill cordage. So, and this goes right around my neck, and so I have the bearing block and enough cordage for the bow. So anyways, this is going to be its maiden voyage today. So I just made that. So if anybody's interested in one of these, I'll give you guys a close-up look here. I oiled the wood down with olive oil. It almost makes the end grain look like bone. It's really cool, actually. I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice. But I have enough wood for probably about 8, maybe 10 more of these. So if anybody's interested, hit me up in the comment section, and we can go ahead and discuss it. But I'd be happy to construct a few of these for anybody who's interested. Okay, with that said, let's give this a shot here and see how we do. I got a tender bundle right here, just made from jute twine, nothing special, just for demonstration purposes. I have a small one there. I'm going to use a mulberry leaf for the welcome mat. And like I said, I fully expect this yucca cordage to self-destruct here. I'll actually be shocked if we get a coal from it, because it's frayed. It's already been used and abused. But then again, one never knows. And when I do this, what I do with, even with my 550 paracord, I never hold the bow horizontal to the ground, because the fibers, the cordage rubs on itself, as you can see right here. I can even hear it, the fibers crinkling into one another. And that wears your cordage down, whether it's natural cordage or 550 paracord or whatever you happen to be using. So I always cant my bow slightly, and whoop, got everything moving on me here. And by canting, as you can see, with it canted, the cordage doesn't rub on itself, and that's a huge advantage. My 550 paracord I've been using, oh god, I've gotten dozens and dozens of fires out of it, and the paracord is still in perfect condition. And when you're using natural cordage, it's even more critical. Well, let's see if there it went. I knew that was going to break. All right. Well, we'll go on to the root cordage. Yucca does make a good cordage for this purpose. This cordage was just pretty worn. And it did pretty much what I thought it was going to do, so, but it was worth a try. Okay, so now we're off to the root cordage now. So I put the roots together. Make sure you guys are in frame here. I just got this between my legs here so I can hold it. And these roots have a tendency to grip onto one another pretty well, so you don't have to get real crazy with a knot. Get this attached to the end here. There we go. And they really grip on nicely. And then I'm just going to run a very basic little 2-strand wrap here. Nothing crazy. And then down on the end, we're going to pop a simple overhand in here and a loop for my thumb. Let's see how this feels. I think that might work. Go ahead and we're going to throw the spindle into here. The spindle hooked up. This is some really thick cordage. Let's cross our fingers and see how it works. And I'm bracing the back of the bow against my stomach here so I can take the slack up and get some tension onto this cordage. And let's give it a shot. Let's see how it works. have a coal. The cordage actually held up pretty nice. Oh, I think the coal went out. We lost our coal. That's okay. That's okay. Notch is full of dust, so we'll get it. Oh, my knot came loose here. Get this hook back up here. Alright, let's give this a shot. Yep. Technical difficulties. Bushcrafting. Nothing's written in stone. There's always going to be, quite often, some issues that you have to deal with. That's where patience comes into play. And good observation, too. All right. Let's give this a shot. Huh. That's very bizarre. The coal's going out. I know my kit's dry. Very interesting. And I don't know why it's doing that. Bigger leaf. Hey guys, something bad happened. My memory card actually, ran out of memory, and I didn't even know it. So where the video cut off, I'd been sitting here, I got a coal, got a fire. Well, I blew the jute tinder into flame. So it actually worked, and when the video cut off, when the memory ran out, I went and I got this leaf, a big one. You can see the burn mark on there. And so I've been sitting here yakking away and didn't even know I wasn't being recorded. So, but I'm a trooper, so I'm going to go ahead and hopefully I've got enough life left in this these tree roots here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can recreate this for you guys. And but it did. It actually, finally I got a nice coal and it stayed lit. And so I switched out my memory card. But check and make sure this darn thing's recording. Yeah. And I don't have a whole lot of power left in the camera at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in here and see if we can make this happen. I'm getting pretty tired now at this point too, with all this sawing away. But I'm going to go for it again. I'm going to take one for the team. Come on, baby, hold together. Starting fresh, got to fill that notch with char. True roots wrapped around my thumb. There we go. We got a coal. Let this build for a few and catch my breath. Well, if nothing else, this is a great stress test on these roots. I mean, I'm very sold on root cordage for as bow drill, roots as bow drill cordage. I think this is what, 4, 5 times. Cordage is starting to look pretty rough. It might have one more attempt left in it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm getting pretty whooped. A little windy out here. I don't want the coal to get blown off the leaf. Alright guys. Yeah, I was yapping away and yapping away. And had no idea I was out of memory. I finally looked at the screen and it was flashing. Oh crap. Just my luck. Ooh, Damn. And we have fire. And another one down, ow, below, almost landed right on my knee. Okay. Get my workout today. We'll take a look at that cordage here. Let's give the cordage an inspection and see what it looks like. Getting pretty slim here, pretty thin, really starting to fray. We've got, this is mostly bark hanging off here actually. This piece is getting pretty bad. Maybe you guys can see better if I move back here. This is still looking pretty good here, but this is, the center part is what really took a lot of the beating. But there's still a pretty thick piece in the middle here. I'd almost guarantee we can get probably one more coal with this. We've cranked on it, what, 5 times, I believe. I've lost count. And very happy with root cordage. So what I was saying earlier when I was talking into empty air and didn't realize it after I had reached this point, my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, root cordage versus reverse wrap. They're both good cordages. This takes more preparation time. Having to process fibers down, reverse wrap it, will work. It will work. Nothing wrong with it. What I really like about the root cordage is very little preparation time. The roots are abundant. They're all over the place. They're very easy to find, and I could have a root. I could have a root harvested, split, tied onto a stick, and have a fire going before a person could have a cordage processed and reversed wrapped and ready to go. So my personal opinion is I greatly favor the root cordage over the processed or reversed wrapped cordage simply because it's just much more convenient, it's more calorie efficient, it's less time consuming. So in a sustainable situation, bushcrafting or long-term off-grid living, I would definitely go with the my choice would be the root cordage. So and today was a great test. It was a really good test to see how this would hold up. I mean, I'm beyond impressed with the root cordage, beyond impressed. Like I said, there's a nice thick one still in here that's intact. I just about guarantee we can get another coal out of this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it, and definitely appreciate your viewership and your support, and special shout out to all of my subscribers. I've got quite a few new ones lately, and I very much appreciate it. If there's anything special you guys would like to see, hit me up in the comment section. I'm always happy to share knowledge, to teach as well as learn. We never stop learning in bushcraft. It's such a broad subject that there's always something to learn, and I absolutely enjoy doing this type of thing. It's a great connection with nature. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys very soon on the next one. Everybody have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.